Thank you and welcome to the Video Connoisseur. I am the Video Connoisseur, and today we're going to have a special collection video that is about the DC animated universe on Blu-ray, 4K Ultra, and 1 DVD. And this is the complete set of the DC animated universe that comes with the figurines. It took a while to collect these, and I'm doing them in reverse order because I want to go from the most recent, which are the most easily collected, all the way back to the very first one. And the further back you go, the more rare they are, the harder they are to get, and the more expensive the more expensive they become. So without any further ado, we're going to start off with Wonder Woman Bloodlines. And this features the figure of Wonder Woman, of course. This one was a Best Buy exclusive. And in full disclosure, I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm looking forward to watching it. That's Wonder Woman Bloodlines with the figure. Next up, we have one that surprisingly I found out about by accident because I didn't even know that they were producing this one until I actually went into it was actually a Target I went to first and saw this, and then I saw it at Best Buy. So evidently it's not a Best Buy exclusive, but that night I bought it at Target and found out, and they only have the Blu-ray, and then I found out that there was a 4K for it. So I went back, returned that one, ran to Best Buy, and bought the 4K. But that is the Death and Return of Superman, the complete film collection. And that comes with the figure of steel. I'm very glad they did this one because after they did the Death of Superman, I was expecting another one, the Return of Superman, to have a figure, and they only had that as a steelbook as far as a specialty item went. Next up, Batman Hush. And it has the figure of Hush. And this was an enjoyable cartoon. Or more accurately, enjoyable animated movie. Oh, I forgot to show the top. There we go. Before that, there was Justice League versus the Fatal Five. And this one has the Starboy figure. Besides, and this one is a Best Buy exclusive, this 4K Ultra. And I do believe this was the first one that they started making as an exclusive 4K on 4K Ultra. So now we go into the standard Blu-rays, and we start with the Death of Superman, which came immediately before Justice League versus Fatal Five. And this is when they happily went back to putting the figures with the Blu-rays, because for a couple of them they only did the book. I think one was Gotham by Gaslight, and the other was Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. And they also did a Death of Superman Blu-ray that only came with the comic book. And it was, I think, in answer to this, there was a series that they did that they would add a comic book to it, and they would also have the figure. And so I think they were in the midst of trying to decide whether to do one or the other. So for this one, it was the 96-page graphic novel that went with Batman and Harley Quinn. This was not one of my favorites. The animation was the animation didn't stand up to the standard of the others, and the story, I can't say the story was necessarily weak, but all the sexual innuendo in it, it was a little much in my opinion. I'm not a prude, but I'm like, okay, I get it. You know. So anyway, and this one was a limited edition. This was 38,691 of 6,000. The others were numbered editions also. I just didn't read them off, and I'm not gonna go backward to do it. The next one we have is Teen Titans, the Judas Contract, limited edition number 30,713 out of 6,000. And this one features the Blue Beetle figure. Before that came Justice League Dark. This is limited edition number 13,094 out of 6,000, and it has a 128-page graphic novel. And the figure of Constantine, that's one of the best figures that they have. This one was a Best Buy exclusive also. Justice League Dark. Next up is one that got mixed reviews. I liked it all right, but I never read the graphic novel. And this one is Batman the Killing Joke, limited number 13,107 out of 75,600. This one also comes with a 144-page graphic novel, and these are hardcover little novels. Has the Joker figure, one of the absolute best that they did next to Constantine. Actually, I think that this Joker might be a little better than the Constantine figure, in my opinion, of course. On the top. Okay, and now we have Justice League versus Teen Titans. This is limited edition number 11,622 of 57,000. And this one has a 160-page hardcover graphic novel, and again it has Damian Wayne. And this one is a Best Buy exclusive, because there are versions of this that you can get that don't have the graphic novel. Those were available at Target and other places. But the one that had the graphic novel with it was only available at Best Buy. Next up, Batman Bad Blood. Limited edition number 44,550 out of 65,515. And this one has a 144-page hardcover graphic novel. And Batman Bad Blood features Nightwing as the figure. And that one was I would say the last, but it was actually the first, since I'm going in reverse order. That was the first one in the series that had the book that came with it. In addition to the figure, there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only that had the book and the figure. That was Bad Blood, Teen Titans, Justice League versus Teen Titans, The Killing Joke, Justice League Dark, and Batman and Harley Quinn. Next, we have from an Elseworld series is the limited edition 55,409, 60,200. And we have Justice League Gods and Monsters. And this one features like the alternate version of Wonder Woman. Next up, and this one was readily available any place, and you can still get this one, is Batman vs. Robin with the Batman figure. It comes in a really thick box. It would seem that it would have a graphic novel with it, but it doesn't. It's just the figure. And to my knowledge, this is not a numbered edition. I'll have to look on the bottom after I get done with this. And this one was not a limited edition. Next, we have Justice League Throne of Atlantis with Aquaman. This was a really enjoyable movie. I was happy to see Aquaman finally get some love, and they did him up right. Very good animated feature. And this one was a Best Buy exclusive. Okay, forgive the abrupt adjustment if there was one. My camera ran out of space, so it stopped filming at this point, so I'm just picking it right back up. Okay, next up, we have Batman Assault on Arkham. This one has the other version of Harley Quinn. This was a pretty good movie. It was actually better than the live action. Now we have Son of Batman. This one was a little harder to get hold of. I think it was because of the figure of Deathstroke that made this one more in demand. So I'm glad that I got my hands on it. And I actually have not seen this one yet. I've seen all of the DC animated movies except I think 3. And so I'm looking forward to watching this one. Next up we have Justice League War with the Superman figure. And one of the best DC animated movies, and one of the worst sculpts of any of the characters, is a Flashpoint Paradox with the Professor Zoom or reverse Flash figure. I guess it's not a horrid sculpt. It just, and I'm not the only one who thinks this, it just, reverse Flash just looks kind of weird in it. His proportions. Next is Superman Unbound with Brainiac. And Batman, The Dark Knight Returns, Part 2. And just remember, I'm going in reverse order. From most recent to the oldest one. And this one has that variant looking Joker. And if you notice, it looks like there's red up by his nose. That's a misstrike. It actually should be down below to make his lips. And I'm just kind of odd in that way. I like having this one better, because I just kind of like the ones that are the oddities. Kind of like having a coin that's misstruck. Okay, and now The Dark Knight Returns, and this one has the variant Batman. And I really like this sculpt. I like that, the beefier looking Batman there. Frank Miller Batman. The old codger. Next, we have one that's in pretty high demand, actually. This is Superman versus the Elite, and this one has the Manchester Black figure. This was a pretty good animated feature. I still have an issue with the whole Superman and I don't kill thing. If you look at Tony Stark in the first Iron Man, he was taking people out right and left. That didn't make him any less the hero. Anyway, we have Justice League Doom with the Flash figure. This is a little better sculpt than the Professor Zoom one. Justice League Doom. This one took a little time to get hold of. Next, Batman Year One with Catwoman. That's a very nice sculpt of Catwoman. And besides, and I just realized this, but besides the Wonder Woman box sets, this is the only one in the DC animated universe, as far as the figures go, that features a woman. So there are two that have Wonder Woman and one that has Catwoman, and the rest are men. Next, Green Lantern. Let's see, Emerald Knights. And that has Sinestro. I like the way they have his uniform looking kind of metallic. It's shiny. So. There it is, Green Lantern Emerald Knights. a pretty good movie. All-Star Superman. And that has Superman with his white uniform. And I like the big open boxes that they used to use. Let me show one in comparison, like Flashpoint. They started out, and that's how you know you're getting to the older ones. They have the big window that shows the Blu-ray and so on. And the later ones, they started making the window so you only saw the character and so on. A little more art on it. But I think I kind of like these big windows better. And another good thing is that they all come with the slip covers. I think there's only one or two of these box sets that don't come with slip covers over the Blu-rays. Might actually only be one of them. I'll have to check. Next we have Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. And that has another Superman sculpt. Very nice. This movie was alright. It wasn't one of my favorites. This next one was the last one I needed to complete my collection. And the prices were just crazy online for it. And I found a seller and explained to him that I have the entire collection. And this was the one that I needed. And basically asked him if he could sell it to me at a certain price. And he said that he was a collector and he understood perfectly. And he sold it to me for the price that I offered. So I'm just very grateful for that. The eBay seller. And there it is. Batman Under the Red Hood. Arguably the best DC animated movie made. It has the Red Hood figure, which makes it very much in demand also. And this is just in pristine condition. And I am so pleased to have it. And anyone out there who is a collector knows how it feels when you're collecting an entire series of something and you have that final elusive one that will complete your collection. And then you finally get it. And it just makes it for happiness all around. Another one that's kind of difficult to get now is this Justice League Crisis on Two Earths. And a lot of that is due to the Owlman figure. This was a good movie. And I just enjoy watching it. I enjoy having the set. Seeing it on display and seeing the Owlman character in there. I'm glad that they chose Owlman for this one. But sometimes they make kind of weird choices to me about who they feature for the figurine. Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. Another good movie. I like the animation style, the art style of it. And this is a very nice sculpt of Batman in here. Okay. And now. Another one that was very difficult to get my hands on, and I found out that even just getting the copy with the slip is difficult enough as far as the cost goes. But getting this set as a Blu-ray is more than a notion. And that is Green Lantern First Flight. Very nice set. And even the DVD version is a little hard to get hold of and pricey. So I won this one on an auction on eBay and was very happy that I got it, especially at the price that I got it. Awesome. Just two more. This is the next to last. It is Wonder Woman. This one has a commemorative. It wasn't called a commemorative at the time that this came out, but it has the Wonder Woman figure. Honestly, I didn't think I would get hold of this one. It was one of the few that I broke down and got a DVD copy of it, because it was just that hard to get the Blu-ray. And then finally I caught this on an auction and I bought it, and then I sold the Blu-ray, or sold the DVD rather. If I said Blu-ray before, I meant to say DVD. Very happy to get this. Now before I show the last one, I gotta explain that before before the Wonder Woman, originally Doomsday came out, and then this one came out, and then Batman Gotham Knights came out. Doomsday never received the treatment where it got the figure, nor did Batman Gotham Knights, which came after Wonder Woman. So this is the final one in the set, and all the way throughout I've been talking about how I only wanted the Blu-ray versions of all these products. Well, I held out on this one, and it turns out that after doing some research, I found out that it was never released as a Blu-ray. It was only released as a DVD. So I hurried up and scooped it up, and here it is. You probably already guessed. It is Justice League: The New Frontier with the old school Green Lantern. And yeah, this was never released as a Blu-ray. So to that degree, it doesn't bother me too much. And there it is. Only released on DVD, and it was the first one that ever featured the figure. Originally, when I thought that I wasn't going to get the Wonder Woman, the original Wonder Woman that came out as a Blu-ray, I checked around the internet and found out that France had its own version. And so I ordered this one from France, and it has a different sculpt of Wonder Woman, but it is the commemorative with a figure. And again, I got this one because I thought I would never end up getting the Blu-ray of the original version. But I did get it, so I just keep this one as kind of an addendum. And that's it. So, here, I'll put this here while I'm running my mouth. So that's it. The entire collection thus far of the DC Animated Universe Blu-rays, the DVD, and the 4K Ultras that have the figures. The next one to come out, the next DC Animated Universe movie to come out is going to be Superman Red Son. I'm really hoping that they put a figure with that one and have it be a good figure. Hopefully Superman in his red sun suit. So that's about it. I thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful if you're trying to get the whole collection together and you need to know what's missing. This is all level. I've researched it and researched it. This is all level. So that's about it. And I'll see you later. This is a video connoisseur. Keep on collecting.